Mr. Gossett took time out on the movie set of Sooty and Simpson to give MJ and Corey an interesting interview. And she learned that Mr. Gossett is much, much more than just an accomplished actor.
Hit Durango?
Yeah, I know it.
Could you take me to him?
Where are you from, boy?
Originally Boston, Massachusetts.
Ah, I figured. Getting on. I'd written a song, and I gave it to Richie Havens. And I wound up going to Los Angeles to do television. That faded out a little bit, and I was about to be evicted in Laurel Canyon in Los Angeles. And that day, one of my friends was a mailman. He was an outward actor. He was smart enough to get the job, but I was going to pull out, so I'm out of money. I had about $9.10 in my pocket. All the furniture. There's one of those hills, and one of those houses on a hill on the side of a mountain. And he comes up and he says, "Here's your mail." I open up the mail, and one of the letters was a check. The check was for about $11,972. And that's a song I had given Richie Havens, and Richie Havens took it and sang it in Woodstock, put it on his album, and the album turned gold. And they had been looking for me all this time to give me my money.
So you had an excellent career even before you went and you took off with your acting.
Well, I was acting before that, and they just kind of faded out because there were not too much parts in the 60s. And,
that's what we wanted.
And, Hollywood for blacks and television. Right. And I thought I was going to go out with my contemporaries, Paul Newman and Ben Gazzara and all those people. They was working, so I figured I should go to work. And I got a rude awakening.
Yes.
The only job I could get in California was every now and then a cowboy in Africa. Doctari. After that, it was over.
Yeah, you couldn't really make it.
They went this way, and I went that way.
Yeah.
So I got back on my plane, and I came back to New York and did some more theater, and then came out on the proper way to do a couple of television series. But
so you actually acting, you can't really, as a black actor, you don't really feel as that's where you're not gonna make your, you're not gonna stabilize yourself financially and just by acting.
No, I think it behooves all of us, once we get to a certain plateau, to search for our own projects, to expand, to try and show those particular people who do movies what kind of roles there is to do. And well, like I made a point by getting an Oscar in a part that wasn't specifically for a black actor, an officer and gentleman, and I couldn't get another role like that.
Unless you wrote it yourself?
Unless I wrote it or found it myself on those particular stories.
Would you say to the aspiring actor that what they need to do is really be flexible and...
To stretch. You know, what I mean by stretching is if somebody is tall, dark, and good-looking, try and do some parts that are not. Okay. In class. It's a stretch. Do something that you normally would not be cast doing. If you prove that, you'll last much longer.
Mr. Gossett has proven that his ethnic roots have only enhanced his abilities to play different and various roles throughout the years.
People, in the minds of the people who cast, they don't know what category. And it's the best thing there is for an actor, not to be placed in a category.
So how did you choose Sooty and Simpson?
Sooty and Simpson is an actor's experience. It could have been a dangerous actor's experience because in the reading of it, you think it's, well, it's about a little white girl and an old black man who just, you know, gambling along, you know, like the old classics. But in the hands of Lifetime Television and Joan to experience, and hopefully myself, it becomes a real experience. And a real experience means the way it is. I came with a backstory about why this black man, even in the 40s, would not live in a town. Because there's one town that has the signs in the beginning saying, "Nigga, don't let the sun set or rise on you in this town." So there were towns like that. I don't think there are yet, but they were in the 40s.
It's frightening to think.
It's frightening to think. But this man has had some pretty negative experiences in towns. So all he does is do some odd jobs to sustain himself. And he found this particular house abandoned in the middle of the woods. So he's kind of like a hermit. He lost his wife because the hospital when they said black people. He lost his child because he had to give birth in the back of his car. He's lost his brothers. He has no one else. And so he's pretty closed. He's surviving. And the woods. He's a young white girl. And he knows now he's going to have to move again, back on the railroad, as it were, the character. And it's a true story.
It is a true story. And the author?
Sarah Flanagan. That's about her.
It is about her?
That's about her.
So little Sarah Gilbert is playing her part?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. And there she's from the state of Georgia? This is excellent.
So it's a true story that happened right before us. She's reading about herself and this particular man.
Oh, God.
And she's watching some of the scenes, and she says, you remind me of that man, the way you're doing it. But it's a lesson in the sense that even in those particular trying times, two opposites like that can attract. So it's like a father and a daughter, despite everything else.
But that's happening now all the time.
It's incredible. That's finally happening. It's
That's
incredible.
right. To the...
That's really the key to our survival today.
That's right. It's snowballing now.
Yeah, it's a key to our survival in all ways. I wish Arabs and Jews would do the same. I wish Irish would do the same.
So we can look forward to seeing it on the air sometime this year?
September and Lifetime.
On Lifetime. We're so glad that you chose Atlanta. You're going to make this your, if not your first home, this is going to be your second home away from home?
Yeah, it's very comfortable here. It's very comfortable here. I wrote a movie called Hoops. We're going to do it with Bobby Brown, who is one of the lands.
He's one of our own now.
One of the big citizens. And driving around the city, it was originally going to be a New York story, but I think that it would make more sense to do it in Atlanta for many, many reasons.
We love hearing that, don't we?
But Bobby would be comfortable here. Since this is his first big movie, he'd be very comfortable. He'd be able to go home at night, and he's just building one, so his home will be finished by then.
Oh, that's perfect.
And his studio is here, and it requires a lot of music and a lot of work, and it'd be nice for him to...
So that's already in the working?
That's in the works, yeah.
Oh, that's it. So we can look forward to that this year also?
Hopefully it'll happen. It'll begin on the calendar this year. It's the same people, I hope, that did House Party. If not, it'd be Universal. But
it's people like you that are going to put us on the map forever.
Oh, we are already on the map.
I know. What is so important is that when people like you come here and continue to work with us, it only makes the situation much more powerful.
It's very exciting city.
Yes,
very
it is.
Exciting.
I'm so glad that you have experienced that.
Yeah,
and thank you so much for inviting us on the set today.
All right.
And we're looking forward to Sudi and Simpson.
Yep.
And we're looking forward to Logo Entertainment.
All right.
Writer, producer, director, and that's the way to go.
We hope you enjoyed Atlanta Best in Entertainment as much as we enjoyed doing it for you. And if so, join us again next week for more of the same.